Should we start with a new chapter? Arithmetic progression, very simple chapter, and you get a lot of 2-marker, 3-marker questions from it. Usually we don't see so much of 5-marker questions. Unless and until you goof up in plus, minus and multiply, you should not go wrong. It's a logical chapter and you're going to study this chapter for the first time. Okay? So all of you ready? Right. So we start first with a concept of something called a sequence. In maths, what do we call, what is the definition of the word sequence? समझ के जाएंगे. Say suppose I write something, some numbers here, and the numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8. I leave a gap, and I say this is 12. I leave a gap. I say 16, and I ask you, can you fill up these two gaps? You can do it very easily. You say that this must be 10 and this must be 14, right? So what you see here as numbers, these we define in this chapter, these will be known as terms. Okay? So a sequence consists of many terms which follow a particular rule, pattern or a rule. Now the catch is all there. The rule may be diagnosed by you or may not be diagnosed by you, but a rule will be there. Right now the sequence that I gave you was very easy. You could easily diagnose the rule. Suppose we make one more thing. 1, 2, I ask you to find out this term. Okay? Right, it becomes a little bit difficult for us because I have not disclosed you what is, but is it a sequence? What I am doing here, I am trying to square the previous number and add one number. 1 square plus 1, 2, 2 square plus 1, 4, 2 square plus 1, 5, 5 square plus 1, 26. So this number should be 26 square plus 1. So this was to make you understand the example that a sequence is a lot of terms which are arranged to a particular rule. So whenever you have a sequence, you will have something which is known as a rule. This rule, the problem is that you can either identify or it will be difficult for you. But if there exists a rule, then the terms are arranged to a sequence, we will say. So I re-paraphrase my words. This is also a sequence. This is also a sequence. Now let's come to Desi language. This is to a pattern. This is also to a pattern. Your heart doesn't agree this to a pattern, but I just showed you that there is a rule out here which you could not diagnose. But pattern तो इसमें भी है. तो क्या ये sequence है? Absolutely. Is this a sequence? Yes, absolutely. And members of the sequence are known as terms. At this level, do you understand what is a sequence? A sequence is many terms which are written to a particular rule. ये rule हमें समझ में भी आ सकता है, नहीं भी समझ में आ सकता है, but there is a rule. Okay? And what is the best part? The best part is, if you are able to identify the rule, you can start filling up members. Point is, sir, how do we identify the rule? That will be all the catch about. Okay? If you are able to identify the rule, you will be able to fill up members. ठीक है? समझ में आया? अब थोड़ा सा एक लेवल और जाते हैं. ठीक है? So right now, I think a little bit about sequence we have understood. We know what is called a rule, and we also know what is called terms. Okay? After terms, you need to know another thing which is known as position. Position. तो कुछ ऐसा लिखते हैं, एक सिंपल सीक्वेंस लेते हैं और ऐसे लिखते हैं. Right. Let's say I am writing here position so that you understand what does position mean. I am writing here term and I am writing here the value of the term. Right. And I go with a very easy one. I say the values are 2, 4, 6, 8. 4 लिया मैंने. What is the position? Position is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the position of the term. Very important. Something like, imagine you are at a railway platform and then you have what? You have the guards compartment to the engine, the locomotive, and all the compartments are there. And I tell you, hey, go and board the 5th compartment. The first question you'll ask, sir, वहां से 5th है ही यहाँ से 5th है? ये चीज यहाँ बहुत बॉदर करेगा आपको. 5th कहाँ से है? वहां से कि यहाँ से? right? We have got a 10 bogie compartment, and I go and tell you board the third bogie. Third bogie from which side? That side or this side? Are you understanding? And then we say terms. So I can say that this is my term T1, T2, T3, T4. Have you understood this nomenclature? A term is designated with a suffix with the position. Or sometimes I may also say that this is my term A1, A2, A3, A4, where the value of the fourth term is 8, the value of the third term is 6, and I tell you, can you get me what is the fifth term? And you say the fifth term will be 10. Clear? Right? Very good. So we now understand what is a term, we now understand what is a position, and we also understand what is sequence. Can I rub this one? Maybe shuru nahi hua hai chapter. Right. Now, out of all these sequence, we are small, simple kiddos. There are many type of sequence and things that we can learn. We are going to learn about a sequence which is known as this chapter called arithmetic sequence. Now, some books will call it as arithmetic sequence, some books will call it as arithmetic progression. You are more familiar with the word arithmetic progression. In fact, in India we use the word progression more, and this in short is known as AP, the problems of AP. Sir, what are the other type of sequence and progressions we can get? There is something also called geometric progression. Geometric progression. This will be taught to you now in grade 11, and there is one more called harmonic progression. Even I don't think in 11 they have it now. Harmonic progression. We will be studying arithmetic progression or arithmetic sequence. So what are we going to study? We are going to study a sequence which is a special sequence called arithmetic sequence or arithmetic progression. And in arithmetic progression, there has to be something special. That special we are going to learn. And we know right now that if you are a sequence, you have some rule. That means in arithmetic sequence also there will be some rule at the background. ठीक है ना? रूल तो है, क्या रूल है वो देखेंगे. ये सब समझ में आ गया. ये भूमिका था, हमको यहीं से चैप्टर पढ़ना है. ठीक है, चलिए ये सब मिटाते हैं. अब आते हैं अरिथमेटिक सीक्वेंस और अरिथमेटिक प्रोग्रेशन. ओके, arithmetic progression. Now, arithmetic progression is a special kind of sequence in which all the terms have got a very unique and a very simple rule. Say, if I say my first term is A, what? My first term is A, the next term will be something called A plus D. D as a constant. समझ में आया? My next term would be whatever is the second term, that is this A plus D. With this we will add another D. My third term would be whatever is the second term, with this I add another D. समझ में आया? D. So one of the very easy way to find about it is something like say first term is 1. If I add 1 plus 2, how much is it? 3. So this number becomes 1 plus 2 plus 2. This number becomes 1 plus 2 plus 2, again a plus 2. So these looks very difficult, but it's actually 1, 3, 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 2, 7. Can you now predict this number? 9. You can predict this number also. समझ में आ रहा है? I will remove this part again. Okay, this part I will not keep, just for you to understand. Can I now simplify this and write? Well, I can write it as A plus D. D and D becomes 2D, so A plus 2D. D becomes 3D, so A plus 3D. Maybe the next one would have been A plus 4D. ऐसा समझ में आ रहा है? So this is an arithmetic progression. Now, what is unique is this rule is defined by this factor आदमी called D. So सोचो, शुरू किया था ये sapling से. You start with one seed, and this seed is appearing in every term, and you have a D. So we have to define D. This D in arithmetic progression is defined as common difference. अच्छा, कॉमन डिफरेंस का मतलब क्या है, जरा इनको टर्म से देखते हैं. दिस इज माय टर्म 1, टर्म 2, टर्म 3 एंड टर्म 4. Right? Term 1, term 2, term 3, term 4. Try to get the difference between term 1 and term 2. Let's try to find the difference. It is a plus d minus a, which is equal to d. Don't you think d is the difference out here? Try to find the difference between these two. A plus 2d minus a minus d. So a and a cancel this side, is again equal to d. मजेदार चीज दिखाई दे रहा है. इसका और इसका डिफरेंस देखो, a plus 3d minus a minus 2d. It will be minus a minus 2d because you're subtracting both. So it becomes what? A cancels a, 3d minus 2d, d. इधर दोनों को देख करके देखो तो a plus 4d minus a minus 3d, which is equal to again d. दिख रहा है? अब समझ में आया why it is called common difference. The difference between, common difference means this is the difference between any two consecutive terms. Any two consecutive terms. So I can also say in a generic word that sir t2 minus t1 is same as t3 minus t2 is same as t4 minus t2. All are becoming d in this particular example. ठीक है, d d d d d. So what did we learn so far? Sir, we developed an idea about sequence. A sequence is a list of terms which are populated to some sort of a generic rule. The rule may be identified by me or not, that's a different part. But if there exists a rule, then we say the terms are arranged to a sequence. That rule helps us to populate any term of that particular sequence. कोई भी term हम निकाल सकते हैं अगर हमें उसका rule पता है तो. ठीक है. इसके बाद हमने क्या देखा? There are three type of sequences: arithmetic, geometric, and harmonic. We are going to study only arithmetic progression. So arithmetic progression means again numbers which are arranged to a sequence. What is the sequence here? Here we say every successive number is found by adding a common difference with the previous number. We are not still at a position to define arithmetic progression. We'll come to it. But here we see that the difference between any two consecutive term is always constant, which is said to be the common difference. इतना समझ में आया, right? So I rewrite this now again, once again, right? Where do I rewrite it? I will rewrite it from this place. Just see. We'll come to common difference later. थोड़ा और absorb करते हैं. So my first term is a, my second term is a plus d, my third term is a plus 2d, my fourth term is a plus 3d. Now question arises, sir, can we go further? Yes, we can go further. In the previous example, we have constrained ourselves only till 4 terms. Means ये बंधा हुआ है, this is bounded. If you have got limited number of terms, then such sort of a sequence is known as finite sequence. Finite sequence means, sir, I can actually count how many terms are there. Sir, there were 2,33 number of terms, finite. After 2,33, the sequence ends. It's like a railway wreck. After the engine driver, it ends. Sometimes, or in majority of the times, we will find that it will go on to a plus 4d, and after that I don't know, I am just putting 3 dot dots and it goes on till infinity. In such a sequence I will call it as infinite sequence. Infinite sequence means there is no binding on it. ये बढ़ते जा रहा है, and it can go. Can you stop the counting of natural numbers? And your natural numbers are exactly an AP. 1, 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 1, 4, 4 plus 1, 5. जा ही रहा है. So the set of natural numbers is what we can say that the set of natural numbers is an infinite sequence or an infinite arithmetic sequence with a common difference of 1. Best example. The set of natural numbers is an infinite sequence of, इसको लिख सकते हैं n. N is the set of natural numbers. It is an infinite arithmetic sequence or arithmetic progression, we can write it. It's an infinite progression. So you can use the word progression also, हाँ बच्चा, दो तीन बोर्ड में पढ़ा के मेरा दो तीन वर्ड आते रहता है. You can use infinite progression or finite progression. N is the set of natural number, is an infinite AP whose common difference is equal to 1. What is the difference between 83 and 84? 1. What is the difference between 32 and 31? 1. ठीक है. अब थोड़ा सा कॉमन डिफरेंस के बारे में और भी देखते हैं. आ जाओ. ये जो हमारा कॉमन डिफरेंस है ना, ये बड़ा स्टाइलिश होता है इसमें. This common difference can take three different roots. The roots are, it can be a negative number, it can be a positive, means it can be integer, positive or negative. It can be a real number also, जैसे 2.5 भी हो सकता है, or it can be 0 also, or it can be 0 also. That is the catch. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Is it an AP? Yes. Because every term is 5 plus 0, 5 plus 0, 5 plus 0, 5 plus 0. Now, if I tell you 98765432, is it an AP? Yes. The common difference is -1. -1. If the common difference is minus, then the numbers will be gradually in decreasing magnitude. If the common difference is in plus, it will be in increasing magnitude. तो इसमें एक example लिख लेते हैं. 9876 is also 6789 is also an AP, and 6666 is also an AP. Just for your understanding, common difference can be plus, minus in this. ठीक है. तो क्या क्या देखा सर? अरिथमेटिक प्रोग्रेशन, ऐसा प्रोग्रेशन जहां हर अगला नंबर पिछले नंबर के साथ एक कांस्टेंट को ऐड करने से आता है. बट हियर वी विल हैव द चैलेंज. 9876. Now look at me. Every next number is obtained by adding a constant to the previous number. Adding a constant to the previous number. Every next number is obtained by adding a constant to the previous number. Never say the word subtracted. In arithmetic progression, we never say the word subtracted. It's just like profit, profit, profit. Her profit in business is minus 20 lakh. Means she has done a loss of 20 lakh. But we do not say loss. Everyone in this room is a pious person. Negative pious means you are a sinner. As simple as that. So we only add. However, for this it is very easy. Every next term is equal to a number added to the previous term. Every next term is equal to a number added to the previous term. Added should be your language. ठीक है ना? That's why now you look here. In generic, we represent the arithmetic progression as A plus D. We don't write A minus D. A plus 2D. D नेगेटिव है तो ऑटोमेटिक नेगेटिव हो जाएगा. ऐड ही करते हैं हमेशा. ठीक है? इतना समझ में आया? वेरी गुड. कैन आई लव दिस मच? अभी धीरे धीरे आपका चैप्टर के कॉन्सेप्ट शुरू होंगे. So, combining everything that we learned, and then I'll halt. I'll ask you all to just look at your copy, whether you understand everything or not that we have learned so far. So I am now writing an arithmetic progression based on everything that we learned. My arithmetic progression is written as, I start with a term called A, then comes A plus D, then comes A plus 2D. Hope you are understanding, right? A plus D के साथ D जोड़ा 2D, then A plus 3D, then A plus 4D. I am holding as of now. This particular term is always known as the first term. You definitely need it, otherwise you can't populate your arithmetic progression. This is the starting point. You also need this thing which is known as the common difference. Common difference, and you know that this can be negative, positive as well as 0. ठीक है? Now I start going ahead and I'll take everything as infinite because that is the generic one. Infinite को generic मान लेंगे. अब जरा देखो आप. So this is my first term, my second term, my third term, my fourth term, my fifth term. Then we generally put 3 dots. 3 dot means it is going on. ठीक है? And somewhere here I am putting a comma and I am writing that this is my, as such, let it be a finite series where the nth term comes. हमें नहीं पता n क्या है. N can be 3 billion, 4 billion, or maybe 84 also. I don't know. I'm stopping it. But what I now need is, can you tell me what will be this term? अब उसका आइडिया देखो. फर्स्ट टर्म कैसा रहता है, ये टर्म को कैसे लिख रहा हूं जरा देखो. हाउ आई राइट दिस टर्म, यू जस्ट सी. दिस इज टर्म नंबर 1. आई एम राइटिंग इट एज a plus 0d. कैन आई राइट इट? अगर 1 है तो 0 बैठता है, अगर 2 है तो 1 बैठता है. इफ इट इज 3 then it is 2. If it is 4, 3. If it is 5, it is 4. If it is n, then it is n minus 1. A plus n minus 1 into d. And what is the term preceding it? A n minus 1. A84 minus 1, A83. तो इसको हम कैसे लिखेंगे? A plus n minus 1 minus 1 into d. ये हजम हुआ कि नहीं जरा देखो तो. n minus 1 minus 1. Clear? And let me make it more complicated now. That in between there is some term called AR, rth term. So what will be the rth term? Equal to a plus r minus 1 into d. Now there is one hygiene issue. In this chapter, n minus 1 can be written like this and n minus 1 can also be written like this. You will see a lot of places writing like this. मेरा ऐसा लिखने का habit है, ये लिखने से भी correct है. So this term, the nth term can also be written as a plus n minus 1 into d. n minus 1 means the bracket is entirely over n minus 1. This is a signature. तो देखो तो अब ये सब चीज आपको समझ में आया क्या? ये 5-6 वर्ड, आपको कहीं भी प्रॉब्लम है तो बोलिएगा. सीक्वेंस, फाइनाइट, इनफाइनाइट, अरिथमेटिक, प्रोग्रेशन. सीक्वेंस और प्रोग्रेशन जो भी बोलो एक ही वर्ड है. व्हाट इज एन अरिथमेटिक प्रोग्रेशन? इसमें फर्स्ट टर्म क्या होता है, इसमें CD क्या होता है, कॉमन डिफरेंस, एंड व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय nth टर्म. Once again, okay. N can be anything, Zoe. Let's say n is 4. Let's see. You have to try to crack the logic. What the logic is? If I see my first term is a can be written as a plus 0d. When is the first term? The coefficient of d is 0. When it is 2, 1. When it is 3, 2. If it was a 453, then it should be 452. So if it is a n, then a n minus 1, and if it is n minus 1, then n minus 1 minus 1. If it is a donkey, then it is a plus donkey minus 1 into d. So if this is donkey, then donkey minus 1. Have you understood now? A plus n minus 1 into d. समझ में आया? और ये जो टर्म होता है ना, इसको हम बोलते हैं nth term, or this is also can be also understood as the generic term. If you in any sequence, whether it is arithmetic progression, harmonic progression, geometric, undisclosed type of progression, अगर ये हाथ में लग गया ना and you feed it to the computer, it can generate everything. It can generate everything. This will help. This is an arithmetic progression's nth term. Now let's just try and see one arithmetic progression. Let's take an arithmetic progression which is 5, 8, 3, 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 3, 11, 11 plus 3, 14, 14 plus 3, how much? 17. Okay. ऐसे करके ये चीज ऐसे टक 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 जा रहा है. See the beauty of the formula. This is my first term, okay, and then these are my term 2, term 3, term 4, term 5, whatever it is, right? Somebody tells me that you find the 467th term. हमको 467 term, या से थोड़ा इजी कर लेते हैं, 460th term निकालना है. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm supposed to find the 460th term. You look on writing or what like an idiot. The whole board will finish up. So we say our n is equal to how much here? 460. So an, which is equal to a 460, should be equal to a plus 459, or let me make it simple then, 461 ले लो, ठीक है ना? So if I take it 461, should be a plus 460d, because these are all arithmetic progression. What is the d in this case? 3 3 3. अब डाल दो ना. What is your a? 5. 460 remains as 460, and you multiply with 3. So it is how much? 5 plus 0, 3 6 18, 1 carry over, 3 4 12, and 1 13. So 1385 is actually your 461 term. You can straight away say without writing everything. No sir, in a better example. Okay, find the fourth term. Find the fourth term. A4. A4 should be equal to a plus 3d. Yes or no? What is your a? 5. What is your 3? 3. 3. What is your d? D is 3. 3 3 9, 9 plus 5 14. Match कर लिया. So the nth term, this formula you should remember. Any AP, the nth term is a plus n minus 1 into d. Let us now make the AP little bit difficult. Okay, थोड़ा सा अलग type of AP करते हैं, मजा आएगा आपको. Let's take 9, 7, 5, after that 3, after that 1, then minus 1, then minus 3, then minus 5. It's going in this way. And I ask you, what is this term? What is this term? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the seventh term, right? I ask you, find A7. You say that A7 should be equal to A plus 6D, because AN is AN minus 1D. So A7, have you understood this part or not? How I am finding this? The generic formula says that the nth term is A plus n minus 1 into D. So A6 should be, sorry, A7 should be what? A plus 7 minus 1 into D, which is equal to A plus 6D. Seventh term will be always 6 into D. So let's put our values. What is A in this case? 9. What is 6? Sir, 6 is 6. Find out the common difference. Now what is the common difference? Minus 2. Now do 9 plus 6 into 2 is minus 12. 10, 11, 12. Negative 3. Negative 3. समझ में आया? अब उल्टा करते हैं. उल्टा. Let's see the AP from this side now. If you see the AP from this side, then what is the first term? Minus 5. What is the common difference now? Plus 2. Plus 2, because the AP is increasing. What is this term? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I ask you, find me A5. You say A5 is A plus 4D, always one less. What is your A now? Your A now is negative 5, because you are starting the AP from this side. What is your 4? 4 is 4. D is 2. 4 into 2 is how much? 8. Negative 5. 3. Match.
So will they specify which side?
That depends upon you how you write the AP. So sometimes, see why did I tell you this? Sometimes they might tell you, find the fifth term from the last. It is equivalent to finding the fourth term from the beginning. Sir, भरोसा नहीं है आप पे, करके दिखाओ. Okay, let's see the fourth term. A4 should be equal to A plus 3D. Now we are proceeding in this direction. Fifth term from the last should be fourth term from the beginning. If I see, let's see the fourth term. Now what is your A? Now your A will again become 9, and your common difference will become negative 2, because you are going this side. So 9 minus 6, 3. Match kariye. A5 from that side is same as A4 from this side. Now you think for 2 minutes and you absorb it, write things, and let me know what is becoming Greek and Latin. We will again learn. This is a new subject. आपने इसको पहले नहीं पढ़ा है. So don't have any shame in asking questions. We are trying to formulate arithmetic progression. Arithmetic progression has got many terms, and we will generally take them as finite, taking n as our last term. N is the general practice is nth term means the last term, right? N is our last term. We don't know what is the value of n, but we know that the terms in an arithmetic progression are arranged to a rule. The rule is between any two successive terms, the difference is always constant. and that difference is known as common difference, designated by the letter small letter d, and that d can be positive, can be negative, or can be zero. Our usual human behavior is to see the AP from this side, right? If we find that the values of the AP are decreasing continuously, then we think that the common difference is negative. If the AP is increasing, that is a common difference. And given an AP, what is the standard form of an AP? So the standard form of an AP is A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D, A plus 4D, A plus n minus 1 into D. The last term is always A plus n minus 1 into D. And that's the generic term. With that, you can find any term. It's not necessarily that you only find the last term. See, I found out so many terms just using the generic term. एक बार generic term समझ में आ गया, बस. जैसे मान लो किसी का आदमी है, सिंह है. What is सिंह? सिंह is the surname. अब बच्चों के नाम कैसे है? पहला बच्चा जो पैदा होगा उसका नाम है एक सिंह, दूसरा बच्चा दो सिंह, तीन सिंह. सर उसका आठवां बच्चा पैदा हुआ, नाम क्या होगा? आठ सिंह. Because the generic formula of naming the child is what? The count followed by Singh. So once you know the generic term, you can find out the value of the बच्चा ना. रथी, अतिरथी, महारथी, ऐसे आप जा सकते हो. Generic term चाहिए हमें से. Anyone who has not understood generic term, कुछ आसान काम करते हैं. So let's try now. What we will do? Think yourself as robots. I will give you generic term and we will try to populate AP बनाएंगे. And when they ask you to make an AP, generally up to 3 terms you should write, and after that put ... because the AP goes on. Can I rub this one? We'll try to make one AP now. And this is the simplest of simplest question that you can get if your good luck is very good, which usually up till pre-board will not be. ठीक है, आ जाओ. So we try to form an AP where AN is given as, now look, wait, 3n plus 2. Now there's a beauty thing which CBSE books will not tell you, but this is there in Cambridge. आप ये rule लगा सकते हैं. They'll tell you this is a generic term. Will this generic term help me populate an AP? Right now you don't know. Do you know? You don't know. This is a generic term, it will give me some sequence. Will that sequence be AP? So always remember, AP होने के लिए generic terms degree should always be 1. ये CBSE नहीं बोलता. It's a very nice catch. If this generic term would have been 3n square plus 1, it will never give you an AP. We'll prove it right now. हाँ, फर्स्ट वन. अगर ये डिग्री 1 के ऊपर मीन्स लीनियर होना चाहिए. nth टर्म शुड ऑलवेज बी लीनियर, देन ओनली यू विल गेट एन एपी. चलो इसको बनाते हैं. क्या क्या चाहिए हमें? वी फर्स्ट नीड अ फर्स्ट टर्म a. फर्स्ट टर्म इज a1. So we'll write here term. This is our first term, and we write the value of n, and then we write what is the value. Okay, ऐसे बना के सोचते हैं. Our first term is a. For a, the count of n will be 1. So what should be the value? 3 into 1 plus 2, which is equal to 5. So your AP starts with 5. Our AP starts with 5. Now this is our term a1, and a1 is known as, okay, we'll keep as a1. This is a2. Term is a1. Okay, a2 के लिए n की वैल्यू कितनी है? 2. 3 into 2, 6 plus 2, 8. Actually, by now you should be done. This is 8. What should be the next one? Common difference has come out already. Common difference already निकल गया. 3 है. A3. 3 into 3 plus 2. 3, 9 plus 2, 11. 11. This is our AP. Goes on. So in this AP, we write, we can give some designations. What is the first term? Sir, first term is A, which is equal to 5. This is position wise. वैसे हम first term को A बोलते हैं. What is the common difference? CD, sir, CD is equal to D, which is equal to 8 minus 5 equal to 11 minus 8, which is equal to 3. Okay, now I ask you, get me the 64th term. I ask you to find A64. Now you can use this formula also, the generic formula also, this one which they have given us in the question, or we use our same formula, A plus n minus 1 into D. करके देखते हैं. A plus 64 minus 1 into D. So A plus 63D. Let's do. What is the value of A? 5. 63 को 63 लिखो. D कितना है बच्चा? 3. So this is how much? 5 plus 6, 3, 18, 3, 3, 9. So 189. So this is how much? 194. 64th term should be 194. Let us try to see by this method. A64, here n's value is 64. 64 into 3 plus 2. So 3 6 is 18, means 18 and 3 4 are 12. 18. 180 and 12 is 192 plus 2, which is equal to 194. चलो मैच करते हैं. A logic chapter है, nothing else. You should understand how to decode the nth term. So from a generic term you can find the AP. Once you find the AP, you can find any term you can find out. Now let's see, sir said that if it is not linear, we don't get an AP. So instead of 3n square, to simplify it, let's take it just as n square. Simple. Let's try to populate this one. If n is equal to 1, what is the first term you get? 1 square plus 1, 2. If n is equal to 2, 4 plus 1, 5. If n is equal to 3, 3 plus 3 square is 9 plus 1, 10. Then 4 करने से 4 square is 16 plus 1, 17. Just check the difference here, 3. What is the difference here? 5. What is the difference here? 7. Is it an AP? No. If the generic term is not linear, no matter what they give you, you can never get an AP. To get an AP, the generic term has to be linear. तो क्या क्या लिखने की चीजें हैं, यहां से लिख लीजिए. AP का nth term क्या होता है? A plus n minus 1 into D. And AP's generic term will always be linear. If it is not linear, you will never ever get a AP. ठीक है? Right? One more type of question based on this type. Acha. What was another criteria for anything to be an AP? The basic criteria for sequence to be an AP? Between two successive terms, you should always get a constant. Common difference which is constant. Right. चलो उस आइडिया से एक प्रॉब्लम करने की सोचते हैं. ठीक है. Now this type of problem you will not get in NCERT. This is a typical R.D. Sharma problem, but we'll pick up and do this problem. Okay. They say 2n square plus 1. They are saying an is equal to 2n square plus 1. This is a generic term. They are asking us prove that the sequence generated from this is not an AP, right? Is not an AP. So how do we do that? We can either make an AP and then try to show, but generic दिखाना है हमें. We are not supposed to do. See how I showed you not an AP is by taking A1, A2, A3. Now I'll not do that. I will take generic case. ठीक है? Right? So let's just try to take, say, one number. Let's say try to find out what is A3. Just for example, by this formula, what should be A3? 2 into 3 square plus 1. How much is it? 2 into 9 plus 1. 19. A3 is 19. Let's find out A2, right? A2 कितना आएगा? 2 into 2 स्क्वायर प्लस 1। लेकिन ऐसे करने से लोचा क्या हो जाएगा आपका, अगर हम ऐसे इस प्रॉब्लम को करें, वी आर गोइंग टू गेट टू टर्म्स. The difference between two terms are not going to tell you whether it's an AP or not. You have to find at least 3 terms. That is an iterative way of doing. Now we'll see how to generalize and do it. Okay, let's see. What is the term next of an? The term next of an is an plus 1. Right? An is given. The next term should be an plus 1. Can we find out an plus 1 based on this formula? Oh, why not? 2 into n plus 1 square plus 1. Okay, this is some sequence, right children? This is some sequence where we have a an and the next number is an plus 1. We are just trying to populate this one generic formula by. So what should be its value? Chalo karo. 2 into n square plus 2n plus 2 plus 1. So it becomes 2n square plus 4n plus 4 plus 1. So an plus 1 equals to 2n square plus 4n plus 5. Have you understood? Right? And what is the value of an? That has been given in the question. 2n square plus 1. Right? If this was an AP, then their difference should give me a constant term. If this wasn't, because they are just two subsequent numbers.
So after x plus 2, will it be 1?
Oh yes, plus 1. I'm so sorry. It will be plus 2 and it becomes 3. Yes, thank you Neha. Now try to pay attention here. These are two consecutive terms. If this is an AP, हमें बोला है AP है कि नहीं, बोल प्रूफ करो. अगर AP है, that means this minus this should give me a constant term. Let us do that minus. We're just trying to do that minus. So we're getting an plus 1 minus an is equal to, is minus करोगे तो this will become minus, this will become minus. Did you understand this sign change over? This will become minus, this will become minus. ये कट गया तो कितना रहा? 4n plus 2. Now the झमेला is this. Is 4n plus 2 a constant term? No, you are having a variable n. Is it constant? No, it's not a constant. You are having a variable associated with it. That means the given generic term will never populate an AP. अगर AP होता, अभी अभी आपने एक प्रॉब्लम किया ना, अभी अभी आपने क्या प्रॉब्लम किया था? an is equal to 2n plus 1. You had done this problem, right? This also proves us that if you are anything above linear, you will never be AP. See, look, here we are getting in the difference, you should get a constant. Here you are getting n. N is not a constant, n is a variable. To prove my words, I will check for this generic term. This is what we did the first problem. An. So based on this, what should be an plus 1? 2 into n plus 1, which is equal to 2n plus 2 plus 1, which is equal to 2n plus 3. Now in this problem, let us try to do an plus 1, which is equal to 2n plus 3 minus an, which is equal to 2n plus 1. Try to do this minus minus. You're getting a constant.
So we get a question like this, can't we just say the beginning is 2?
You should, when you get a question like this, then you are supposed to do it in this manner. And you say, since the difference between two consecutive terms is not free of variable and is not a constant, therefore it is not an AP. So here, how do we write it? We write, since the difference between two consecutive or successive, whatever you use, terms is not constant and contains a variable n, therefore an equal to 2n square plus 1 does not populate an AP. AP populate करने के लिए, as you rightly said, Zoe, you should not be quadratic. That is also one thing. So if they give you as an MCQ question, they give you this one, MCQ question. Will it give you an AP or not? You straight away say no, because you are seeing it quadratic. And if they give you a 3-marker question where they say that the generic term of an AP is this, prove that the generic term of a sequence is this, prove that it does not constitute an AP or populate an AP. So you say an is given as this, we take the next term an plus 1, we find this and we try to find their difference, and we find that the difference is not free of variable. वेरिएबल नहीं हो सकता है, कैसे होगा? वेरिएबल हो जाने से तो वो एपी नहीं है. लॉजिक समझ में आया? मेनी पीपल थिंक दैट दीज आर literature type questions, so I don't know how to answer. You answer in your English language as long as your argument is correct. And what is the argument? The argument is simple, that between two successive numbers I cannot have a difference which contains a variable. वैसे बहुत इजी क्वेश्चन आता है, यही एक क्वेश्चन देख के बच्चा लोग घबरा जाता है, सर he gave a question I did not know how to do. Well, the way these seats, 4 seats are arranged here is also like an AP. You maintain a constant difference between the two chairs. AP है ना? चलो अब एग्जाम ओरिएंटेड क्वेश्चन करते हैं, ठीक है? नाउ वी सी एक्चुअल एग्जाम. दिस इज वन क्वेश्चन विच in your pre-board they may ask you that given a general term as this, prove that it is not an AP. So you write that the general term is this, the next term is this, difference between them is not free from variable, which means it is not constant, so it is not an AP. Now we take up exam oriented typical questions of unit test type. The first term of an AP question is like this. The first term of an AP is -7 and the common difference, first term को हम A ले लेते हैं और common difference D is equal to 2. Find the 18th term. Find the 18th term. एकदम simple. So what should you do? Zoe, tell me. An 18th term of an AP is always first term plus 17 into D, or you write it like this, 18 minus 1 into D. Before that you write the generic formula, an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into D. Based on this, the 18th term should be, which is equal to a plus 17D. What is your a? -7. 17 into 2, which is equal to -7 plus 34, which is equal to 27. ठीक है? Now you write an AP. Write the AP as 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, 12. You know it. You can write yourself, 12, and then dot 111. Means what is 111? Your last term. नया समझ में आया ये? This is your last term. So what did we write our new AP as? Our next question is, we have an AP which is 3, 6, 9, 12, then dot and say 100. Actually you should write 3 dots only. 111. The question is, how many terms are there in this AP? रेलगाड़ी में कितना ठो डब्बा है? How many terms? How many terms? How many terms? So we write, yeah, let the number of terms be equal to what? N, right? N. So what is my an in this case? 111. ये nth term है, हमको नहीं पता कितना, इधर n खत्म हो गया ना. an is 111. Also an should be equal to a plus n minus 1 into D. linear equation in two variable, therefore 111 should be equal to a का वैल्यू कितना है 3 प्लस n माइनस 1 हमको नहीं पता, d कितना है 3, कर लो तो इधर आ गया, तो दिस बिकम्स 108 is equal to 3n minus 3 or 108 is equal to, again it will become 111 is equal to 3n or n should be equal to 3 3s are 9, then 10 11 and 1 3 7s are 21. There are 37 terms in this. Now if you get this not as a whole number, please understand that you have gone wrong in your calculation. Number of terms cannot be in fraction. That type question may also come. Prove that it is not an AP. So you take some figures and you find that the number of terms is coming as a fraction. Fraction as a number of terms means तो पहला इजी प्रॉब्लम्स यही रहता है, फाइंड कॉमन डिफरेंस, फाइंड the number of terms, find the first term, find the 64th term. RS Agarwal is filled with these problems as much as you want. Anyone has an RS Agarwal right now? आज कोई नहीं लाया. Hey, you carry your whole bag now, which is everything. Oh, you don't have RS Agarwal. Where? You don't have it only, or you didn't bring it? You study from where? NCERT only. Oh, great. चलिए. Okay, another interesting problem. I'm rubbing this, okay? See, one more interesting problem. This time we will be dealing with two parallel APs, okay? So the first AP is 1 7 13 19. So we have an AP 1 7 13 18 dot dot dot, and we have another AP, and that is 69 1 7 13 19, sorry, 1 7 13 19, and we have another AP, and that AP is given by 69 68 67. So this is a reducing AP, right? There are two different APs. Now look at the question. The question is very interesting. It says, don't you think this AP should also have some nth term and that AP should also have some nth term? At a particular nth term, both these AP will have the same value of the nth term. What I'm trying to say is that, let's say there is some term out here, this is increasing, right? There is some term out here called 37. आएगा कभी ना कभी. For example, नहीं भी आ सकता है. यहां से भी कभी ना कहीं एक 37 आएगा. Question says, what is that particular term of this which is having the same nth term for both? Are you understanding? So the question is, you can write down the question. You say the question says, for what value of n, for what value of n, for what value of n are the nth terms of both APs same? मतलब कोई तो एक पोजीशन है, उस पोजीशन में आने के बाद इसका टर्म और इसका टर्म वैल्यू में एकदम बराबर है. That position we have to find. Have you understood? For what value of n? Sir, what is this? Fourth value of n. What is this? Third value of n. Is the fourth value of n equal to the third value of n? No. In this question it says there is one value of n at which इसका nth और इसका nth दोनों merge कर जाएगा. So let's do. What is it? What is the first term of this AP? 1. What is the common difference? 6. So what is the nth term? a plus n minus 1 into 6. What is the value of a? 1. N minus 1 stands as n minus 1, 6. Can we now make it? So an will be equal to how much, bacha? 6n minus 6 plus 1. So 6n minus 5. We wrote correctly. 6n minus 5. Correct. And let us say we don't know for what value of n. Here we say that value can be different also in this case. Let's say we calculate what is the a nth or a n dash term. What should, okay, before that let's find out what is the first term here. 69. What is the common difference? Minus 1. So what should be our a n dash term? So just a n n बोलने से दोनों merge हो जाएगा. A n dash term. It should be a plus n dash minus 1 into d. 69 plus n dash minus 1 into what? Into minus 1. So it becomes how much? 69 plus minus n dash plus 1. 70 minus n dash. Right? Its nth term is this. Its nth term. Nth term is I have taken as n dash. So question is for what value of n? For what value of n? Nth term of both APs are same. So let's say both APs are same means now we'll say an should be equal to an dash. Both should be same. So we get 6n minus 5 is equal to 70 minus n dash. So what do you say? 6n is equal to 75 plus n dash. So for what value of n? They left the answer. Just 1 minute. We should leave it, or you can do it like this also. 1 minute, why to put an n dash here? Otherwise you'll not get the value. You find the nth term, a nth, say ap2, and you write this as a nth ap1. Okay, this will be better, otherwise we'll get a wrong answer, sorry. So this is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. So now no need to put n dash. So how much is the value? 69 plus n minus 1 into minus 1. So this becomes 70 plus the minus n ap2. So question is a nth ap1 is equal to a nth ap2, or 6n minus 5 should be equal to 70 minus n, or 7n is equal to 75, or n is equal to 75 by how much? 7. 15 5s are something I have done wrong. Just check.
But the values of n can't be the same.
And no, n can't be same. I'll just tell it to you. Just calculate these two. I'll clear it up. Wait. 6n minus 6. Minus 6 plus 1 is minus 5. Is the simplification correct? 69 minus 1 into minus 1 is plus 1. So that is 70. So 6n minus 5 is equal to 70 minus n. So n is equal to 75 by 7. But 75 by 7, what is the answer? We are getting fraction. 75 by 7, yeah. Now, so 75 by 7. Okay. Now, there are two catches out here. 75 by 7 cannot be a value of n. Means there is no such number in these two APs which is same. This is a contradictory type of problem. So we say, since n is not a natural number, therefore you write the answer as there is no value of n. At no value of n, the nth term of both APs are same. These are, I'm just doing the little bit offhand problems first. These are very offhand problems. ऐसे नहीं आते हैं, पर जान के रखो. अच्छा नेहा, you asked, you said the nth cannot be same. No, don't confuse like that. Nth term of this AP, see, if I don't write it as a nth AP2, you'll write here also an, you'll write here also n. Nth term is an nth term. That has nothing to do with that. That will be same. That's the same problem that we were encountering. n dash तब तो solve नहीं होगा. आपको क्वेश्चन क्या पूछा है? In this AP, is there a nth term where these two are same? Means it can be a fourth term, a fifth term, a 37th term, a 46th term. At 46th position, this AP's 46th member should be same as this AP's 46th number. We found that no such term is possible because we are getting the value of n as fraction. These are the three offhand type of problems that you get. Next we go to again another round of simpler type of problems. That's why RS Agarwal is better. ये क्या है? पहले से ना कच्चू problem आता है. Okay. I will always advise you this particular chapter na do it from RS Agarwal first. Okay. This type of problem we get a lot. We have an AP, just write, given an AP, given an AP, given an AP, given an AP, 24th term, these are typical board type problems. 24th term is twice the 10th term. So we have an AP. In this AP, A24 is 2 times A10. 24th term is twice the 10th term. You need to prove, that the 72nd term, A72, is equal to 2 times of A34. This is what? Absolutely easy problem. How? Let's just check whether the values are same or not. 72, 34. That's इसको कैसे करेंगे? So first you make one AP. Let the first term be equal to A. CD be equal to D. Agreed? बस अब करना क्या है? A24 निकालो तो बेटा पहले. What is A24? A plus 23D. You get it? A plus 23D. And what is A10 equal to? A plus 9D. Right? You are given that A24 is 2 times of A10. So A plus 23D is equal to A plus 9D. Huh? 2 into A plus 9D. Sorry. 2 into A plus 9D. So what do you get? A plus 23D is equal to 2A plus 18D. From here you will get a relation between A and D. Find it out. So 2A minus A will be A. 23 and 18 is 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. A is equal to 5D. ये relation से सब हो जाएगा अभी हमारा. Got it? A is equal to how much? 5D. अब इसको प्रूफ करना है. करो. What is A72 equal to? LHS करो पहले. LHS is A72. What is A72? A plus 71D. A का वैल्यू कितना है? 5D plus 71D, which is equal to 76D. What is your RHS? 2 times of A34. 2 times of A plus 33D. 2 times, what is A? 5D plus 33D, which is equal to 2 times of 38D. 38 को डबल करेंगे तो 76D. Lahas is equal to Rahas. Therefore, problem solved. There is nothing great tough. You are doing just simple linear equations. If you see, did you understand this problem? 24. This is a typical board problem. 24 term is twice of 10 term. So we first find what is 24. We first find what 10, and given the relation, we find out the relation between A and D. Just punch that relation out there, and you find RHS equal to LHS. Therefore, yeah. There are two exercises in this problem. The first exercise deals with only this nth term. My advice would be, initially don't touch NCRT at all. Straight away go and touch, and don't touch R.D. Sharma also. Initially don't touch R.D. Sharma. You have the R.S. Agarwal PDFs with you, right? Straight away go and do all the R.S. Agarwal problem of the first. They will be all dealing with nth term, nth term, nth term. आपको मजा आ जाएगा करते करते, आपका हाथ सेट हो जाएगा. So summary, sir, we understood what is first term A, we understood what is common difference D, we understand that the generic term is A plus n minus 1 into D, and if a generic term is given, we should always see that the generic term is linear, otherwise it will never represent an AP. And if you have to prove that it doesn't represent an AP, you take the generic term, you add one more term to it, and show that the difference is never free of a variable. If the difference is not free of a variable, that means it is not an AP. ठीक है, आज यहाँ रोकेंगे, and we have a class tomorrow, right? So tomorrow we'll continue with our that hypermetropia part, and then we'll see on the next class. Either we'll do a maths class or we will do our chemistry revision that we said we'll start. ठीक है? We'll do maths in our next class only. You all do. आप करो.
Maths tomorrow.
No, tomorrow we'll try to end that chapter.